I got some Twizzlers on comic book canon. That is right. That is right. That is right. Friday night, and I got Twizzlers in my hand. You know it's a good night. I'm a little bit displaced again this week as I was last week. I'm not in my comic book canon little studio corner area, but that's okay. That's okay. You will not hold it against me, I'm assuming, because you guys are good people. We enjoy your company each and every week, and I hope you do too, no matter where in the world I am. With that being said, I got somebody else who is in this world, in this studio, in his studio, in the place that you remember him by each and every day. That is Christopher. What's up, man?
Am I really in this world, or sometimes I feel like I'm out of this world?
You are out of this world. You are an all-star,
I'm
man.
an alien.
Definitely. I have to say, definitely out of this world. How has your week been, Chris?
Oh, it's been hell. I can't lie. But we had a good Friday Night Live show on my channel, and I'm happy to be here. We're going to have an awesome show. We got an awesome guest, and we're going to be talking about some more giveaways.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 9.8 Slab. We're giving another one away this week. Last week, we had Sicilian Comics 1998 win with that Italian Spider-Man comic. It was gorgeous. Yeah, a lot going on this week. I'm sorry, I should not. Oh, that's the slab we're giving away. This is Amazing Spider-Man 55-second print, 9.8 slab. Look at that, Gleason. Beautiful artwork. Sorry again. I'm gonna finish this this Twizzler. I'm not gonna pause this because I love me some Twizzlers. Also, don't mind the dogs if they start barking. They're very selfish and they need attention. And I'm just not gonna give it to them for the next hour, 2 hours, whatever. Here on Comic Book Canon.
We love dogs.
We do love dogs. These guys can be absolute jerks, and I'm tired. Anyways, you guys are selfish. Anyways, moving on. We're going to get into the news, Chris. We are going to get into the news because that's what we do. That is the first part of Comic Book Canon. And Chris, you have the first story. What do we got?
Happy day. Man, we all lost the legend 3 years ago almost now. Stan Lee, I remember for a lot of us, we sat there and said, there's going to be a time when Stan does not appear in those cameos in the films anymore. And that day came. Stan obviously will always live forever. And this week, Stan was basically etched into the history books again, because now there is a Bronx street that has been renamed in the honor of our hero and legend, Stan Lee. So earlier this week, city council members held a street renaming event in Stan Lee's hometown of the Bronx, where the city's University Avenue was officially renamed to Stan Lee Way. Council member Fernando Cabrera praised Stan Lee by stating, quote, Mr. Lee's amazing talent brought joy and entertainment to countless children and adults, and he deserves to be permanently memorialized in his home borough of the Bronx. Council member Cabrera, I agree 100%. I'm very happy to hear this. It's just some really good, feel-good news around Stan. And I hope to one day visit and drive down Stan Lee Way.
Yeah, man. I mean, if there's ever... God, the guy was an icon, a legend. And I've thrown this out here twice. I don't like name dropping, but I have worked with him 3 times. And he's one of those people, when you work with people, known people, it's hit or miss whether they live up to what you think they are in their head. This guy exceeded every expectation I had. Very engaging in conversation with everybody he talked to. I had a few conversations with him, and he was just an amazing person. He was an absolutely amazing person. I feel very fortunate for being able to have met him, but even more fortunate for how he affected my life early on as a kid. And he deserves every bit of this, and he will always be remembered. He will always live in people's hearts. As long as these characters are around, he will always be there. I got chills, man. But it's very special, and I think it's something that he would greatly appreciate because he always kind of kept that too close to his heart where he was from. So, all right, moving on though, we got some more Marvel news as well because Chris, did you see Loki? I did. Did you see Loki? I did. I loved it. I loved the tone. I love everything about it. It was really, I'm not going to say it was like a super unique kind of experience for a first episode, but it really was. It was a unique tone, which they're doing again. 3 different series that they've released this year. 3 very different tones, and I'm loving what they're doing, every little bit of it, and I'm loving it even more because of what we've recently found out. A few things here. By the way, it was the biggest premiere rating for Marvel Studios for a Marvel Studios series on Disney Plus out of all three of them. And in an interview with Empire, Feige said that Loki, the Loki series is tremendously important in the MCU. It perhaps will have more impact on the MCU than any of the shows thus far. What everybody thought about WandaVision and was sort of true, and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was sort of true, is even more sort of true for Loki. He also added, you want to see after 6 hours or so characters change and evolve? We don't make these shows to not be radical, right? Now, let's all, considering Sam Wilson became Captain America and Wanda officially got the name Scarlet Witch, and how she's more integrated into the mystic side of the Marvel Universe, Marvel Studios, it's what is in store for Loki and the MCU. It's sounding like there are big things that are going to be in store for the MCU, with them looking into all of these multiverses and all these divergent paths in terms of timelines and things like that. So it is extremely exciting. I'm extremely excited for this, Chris. And before I want to get to your thoughts, there's one more little bit tidbit we had here, because comicbook.com also interviewed head writer Michael Waldron about the series connecting to Doctor Strange 2, and he confirmed that it will. I'll just say that our charge and the goal from the beginning was telling a complete, thrilling story that can stand alone, and by the end of it, we'll see what we blew the lid on. Basically blowing the lid off of the multiverse of madness. Chris, I need your thoughts. I need your thoughts on all this right here.
Man, first off, to your sentiment, I agreed. I was in a wacky place when I watched it. I had a lot of personal stuff going on this week. And I still haven't watched it again. I will, but I agree. Sitting through the show, the tone, unique again, and everything that it's setting up, it was so just from one point to the next. Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson together on screen. What a dynamic already in one episode. It's just, I absolutely love it. It works. The ending of episode 1, even in the state that I was in, just was like, woke me up to be like, oh my gosh, it needs to be Wednesday again. So here we go with us, like, needing to be, what did I say last time? Just hit me over after the Wednesday show, hit me over the head, knock me out until next week.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel too. Absolutely.
Right. But to all this stuff that Feige's talking about and what the show's going to be doing, it's like, to be quite honest, I can't even put my finger on it. We had a couple Easter eggs. I don't know. We probably shouldn't give those away just for shows those that don't want to or that haven't watched the episode yet. But I am going to say one thing, and I hope, Jeff, you don't mind. We haven't talked about this to see if it would be even okay for me to talk about this. Okay, but here's the thing. There was one thing that happened, and guys, this isn't really going to give anything away. But basically, when Loki was in the TVA, there was a drawer full of Infinity Stones. All right. Now, I'm not even going to tell you what was going on with the Infinity Stones, but I'm going to tell you what I'm specking on. Are you ready for it, Jeff? Are you ready for it?
What do you got?
Warlock and the Infinity Watch.
Of course he did. Of course he did. He's got a problem, folks. He's got a problem. He's got over 20 issues of Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Number 1. We got to move on from that, because honestly, that's it. That's a nice segue to the next nugget of news. But before we do, I want to say hello to some people. Nowhere Bound. Hey guys, what's up? Our good friend Comic Man Andy and former alumnus of the show, guest co-host. What is up, Comic Man Andy? We got good friend Azores Tiger. How are you doing, buddy? We got X11 Bravo Comics. He said Andy's in the house. He definitely is. Dan De La Torre. What is happening? Peter Thornton. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing it in here. We'll try and get to say hello to everybody. Plus, we have Fresh from the Comic Shop coming up. Plus, we have an amazing guest. Pat Cave Comics is in the house today. We will get to that in a hot second once we're done with the news. But we have more news. Chris, what do we got?
All right, guys. I know for me, I'm barely hanging on by a thread when it comes to DC's CW shows. But we got an announcement. All right, we got a first look at Batwing in the Batwoman show. So this is for Batwoman Season 2. CW has announced that Cameron Johnson, the actor that plays the character Luke Fox in the Batwoman show, will be suiting up as Batwing in CW's Batwoman. All right. CW did state that Fox's journey as Batwing will be a pivotal part of the current Season 2 until it wraps up. As many of us know, Luke Fox did take the mantle of Batwing in the comics, And the suit, I mean, let's pull that suit up one more time here. I like it. That is clean. I mean, you know, and again, this is for a CW show. I'm really digging the suit. The actor looks great in it. You know, I'm digging the haircut with the fade. Just all around. Okay, cool. But I think, Jeff, you know, we both were looking at the suit with the helmet on. And I don't know.
Yeah, I do like this shot. I like how this looks. That looks awesome. Everything about that looks awesome. All right. However, you put the helmet on and it just looks clunky as like it looks like almost like a stormtrooper helmet, right? You don't want any Bat character to look like that. And I don't know, I got a problem with it, but you know, who knows? In action it may be great. I have not watched the Batwoman series since episode 3 of the first season. So I would have to catch up on quite a bit before I would check this out. This would not pull me in for it. CW shows, man, have just fallen off drastically for me, and it really is. I mean, it's upsetting, but it is what it is. But again, like I don't know, man. These two images are drastically different. I think he looks great there.
Yeah, maybe too much, you know, post effects in that one in Photoshop. But it looks like a revamped motorcycle helmet almost. I mean, if you look at him holding it in his hand, kind of, yeah. So, which is strange, you know.
I don't know. I know X11 Bravo. He says it looks sharp. We got Louis Logics. He digs it. So we'll see. By the way, Tricky Clicky is in the house. Everybody, just want to say that. All right. Moving on though, we have some more news. Some more She-Hulk news, actually, which is fantastic because I'm all in on this because it was revealed this week, actually probably yesterday, confirmed today that Jamila Jamil will be playing Titania in Marvel Studios' She-Hulk. She was, as we all know, she was in The Good Place, the critically acclaimed NBC comedy series. And Titania has been an antagonist and hero in the Marvel Comics. That only time will tell how she will be portrayed in the MCU. I have a feeling that she will be the antagonist in this series as well. This actress, she's just super like quick, super witty, and just on top of it. And I'm excited to see what she brings. By the way, Secret Wars #3 was the first appearance of Titania. You know, there's been a lot of speculation on this book that the character would appear in the series already. That book has taken off a little bit, and it's definitely going to be taking off even more after this announcement. I'm excited, though, and I can't wait. You're starting to see images come out from on-set production. You got Mark Ruffalo with the CGI dots all over his face. You know, it's going to be awesome. You got Abomination coming back, Tim Roth. I'm psyched. I'm super psyched. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Chris? Yep. I mean, again, you know, and it's like, and I want to let it be known for our viewers, you know, once again, we aren't siding with Marvel here when, you know, because look, we just came off of a CW DC news and we're like, I don't know, it's hard. We just have lost faith in CW DC stuff. And then, oh, well, let's get into Marvel and talk it all up. Well, here's the thing. Again, we have not been let down overall by Marvel Studios. And I'm not talking about Marvel because Marvel Television has horrible stuff in their catalog, like Inhumans. So, you know, this isn't us fanboying Marvel and knocking DC. This is a situation where Jeff and I, you know, and art is subjective, but we see Marvel Studios is doing things extremely right that tends to the majority of audiences. And even when something may not be a home run, the majority of people still thoroughly enjoy it. Marvel Studios done that. And I think there's no reason for us to think She-Hulk would do otherwise. I think, again, we talk about tone. The show is going to bring in a whole nother tone. And where I think Jeff and I are both on the same page with, I love Tim Roth. And it's about time. It's about time that they circled back in the long lost movie that is Incredible Hulk.
100% agreed. Now, you know, Marvel Studios sets a bar. It absolutely sets a bar. But there's no guarantee She-Hulk is going to, you know, meet or exceed that bar. Show could suck. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm excited for this show as well because they have a track record. And I guarantee, you know, you aggregate all these opinions, a lot of people see these track records from all these other companies, and Marvel is just they're on point, man. They are on point. But that's it. Moving on from Marvel right now because we're gonna get into some DC news, Chris.
Yeah, some good DC news.
Aquaman, which is a movie we both enjoyed.
Yep.
So go ahead, take it away.
Thoroughly. And let me remind everyone, after I thought it was going to be a bomb of a film, because that first 10 minutes was just like, oh, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. Second best to the first Wonder Woman. But now we have another little Aquaman teaser because Aquaman director James Wan reveals the title to the sequel, Aquaman 2. All right, so there was a production meeting this last week, and Wan took to Instagram to share some pictures from the meeting itself that revealed the title. And that title is going to be Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom, as shown in a picture that Wan posted with a screen in the background coming from what looks to be an office setting where they probably held the meeting. And hey, I'm excited. Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom. This can mean, it's catchy title, nothing crazy. But it could point to a lot of different things. Actually, Wan did add the caption in his Instagram post, quote, "The tide is rising." So could this mean that the Lost Kingdom of Atlantis once again will rise? Are they even referring to Atlantis as being the Lost Kingdom, or maybe there's another kingdom that they're speaking of? A lot of different things going on here. Again, I think Wan did an amazing job with the first Aquaman film. It was such a superhero film that tied in kind of that Indiana Jones adventure story that I love, the Goonies, where it really brought you on this fast-paced moving adventure, and that's what I enjoyed about the film. I think that we could see something along the lines of that for the next movie, and I have nothing negative to say about this. I'm actually excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I never thought of it like that, but it was fast-paced adventure, kind of Indiana Jones style. But my bad, guys. I didn't pull that image. I totally just used this image. So, Chris, I missed that image completely. But it's good to see. A lot of people are excited about seeing it. You know what? Another thing, Superman Lois is fire. I haven't been impressed with anything on Marvel TV. This is going back to our previous conversation we were just talking about. I do want to check this out. I've heard nothing but amazing things about that. So
can I speak to that?
Yeah.
I'm a couple episodes behind, but it's actually, I like it. It's not really a superhero show. It's like it's like a sitcom drama, right? But that's what makes it okay, because I think that CW has gotten too much into this formula that's just
you're right
good.
about that.
It's been decent. I've it's been okay.
All right. That's another topic for another time.
Yes.
Because we have one last nugget of news before we get to our special guest, Pat Cave Comics. This is quite interesting, actually. Something that came about. Chris and I we're big believers in this, because we cover indies here too. We do like the indies, okay? And Bad Idea is another indie that we believed in. We had Dinesh Shamdasani on, the CEO, before they launched, talking about it, and they just came out with an announcement this week, people, that Bad Idea is no more. Chris, take that away. What is happening here?
Bad Idea is no more. Everyone has been talking about it all week long. We've had all the YouTubers talking about it. Reggie Collects. Here's what they said. I'll read it. You can see it on screen, but they stated, "We regret to inform you that despite our best efforts and all of your wonderful support, Bad Idea as we know it must end. Our sincerest thanks for the incredible journey. We will be announcing and releasing books through the end of the year. Beyond that, Bad Idea is over." All right, so here's the thing, and this is what we got. That's it, right? That's it. So, like I said, there's been a lot of talk already out there all week long. You've had big YouTubers out there covering this and putting their opinion out. The minute that I saw this, the first thing that came to mind is, okay. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Here's the thing. The one word that came into my head, rebranding. All right. And the one thing that we're going to point out is that Dinesh Shamdasani, co-creator, co-CEO of Bad Idea, was on a podcast earlier this year. And I can't tell you verbatim what he said, but he mentioned and hinted at a rebranding. He was asked, do you guys ever see yourself changing your name? And he said, oh, absolutely. So he hinted at a rebranding, and they actually laughed about how they would go about doing that and saying, yep, nope, it's over, it's done. So, and he did state to some extent that this was kind of the intent from the beginning. So, and Jeff, I'll let you come in here in a minute and share your thoughts. But for me, it's absolutely genius. You could call it what you want. I know there's going to be people that once it comes to fruition, that they're just changing their name or something's going on and it's rebranding and tricked you, like shock value. Some people are going to be pissed, right? They're going to be like, man, that's horrible business. It's horrible to lie to your fans and to do this and to do that and no. But what do we know already about Bad Idea? Unconventional, right? We're not doing things by the rule book. And what is everybody that's a business? What is every business in business to do? Make money. All right? You cannot deny the fact that this move has been the biggest and most successful PR move that I've seen in a long time. Because while some people are like, told you what you guys are doing isn't working, whoever thought that limiting your comics to 200 stores and is gonna work, Why, there's a few of those people out there that never understood the concept of what Bad Idea was doing. The majority of people right now are like, oh crap, I gotta go get those books.
Yep.
Whether it's the ones that are already released and they're paying $600 for a first print, or it's just more and more people signing up to get the ones that are going to be released later this year, or if it's people just going to their shops or to the online shops and buying out the not first prints. So I'm telling you, man, it's a genius move. Bad Idea as a name, as a brand, might be over, but Dinesh and team and what they're doing, they're only beginning.
Yeah, they got something up there. So here's the deal, though. Here's the deal with that. They also stated that they're going to have a final five books that they're going to be producing throughout the end of the year, and then Bad Idea is over. They are going to ask you to blindly buy those 5 on Wednesday. I know they have crazy rules. A lot of people are pissed. A lot of people are like, this is awesome. They're going to ask you to blindly purchase these books. Then they're going to announce the lineup. I'm sorry, let me take that back. They're going to ask you to blindly purchase the books on Wednesday, the 16th. Then they are going to announce the lineup on Thursday, the 17th. That's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. But honestly, again, it's marketing, and these guys are having fun. I'll tell you that. They're definitely having fun. And the announcement I have to make is that we are going to have Dinesh on as our special guest co-host next Friday, the 18th. And this is all going to be fresh news. He may break some news. Who knows? But we're going to have him live here a week from today to talk about what is going on with Bad Idea. We'll see if we can get any exclusive news out of him like we did last time. So that is super exciting. Guys, be here next week again with Dinesh Shamdasani, CEO of Bad Idea. All right. That is the news. That means we're going to move on. Chris, it was an interesting news week. I'm happy. It's kind of quiet. I feel like some stuff is going to just pop out of nowhere in the next coming weeks as we have some new series coming as well and new films. But exciting times to be a comic book fan. Am I right?
Always.
That's right. Gosh, I wish other people in my life heard you say that. Anyways, moving on. This is the time we bring in our special guest co-host. But before they become a special guest co-host, they have to pass the interview because we'll just cut them off. Right there, then and there. We have a few alumnus in the chat here. We got Azores Tiger. He made it through the interview process. We got Comic Man Andy. He made it through the interview process. I'm not sure who else we have. But today we have Pat Cave Comics. That is right. Our next guest is a bit new on the YouTube scene, but is no beginner. His talk show, Pat Cave Comics, has a slew of pop culture coverage and high production value. We are happy to have Pat on today. Everybody welcome Pat Cave Comics. What's up, Pat? How are you?
Yo, how you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We are super happy to have you on. Again, this is no guarantee you're going to stay on for the remainder of the show.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things going on, but guys, if you like what you see, and by the way, look at his setup. That's just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Listen, guys. I know it's nothing compared to mine, right? I mean,
nice living room. I like that.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. This is actually the kitchen. But I will say, we do appreciate you being on here, showing off what you got, Pat. But as we mentioned, you have to pass this interview, and it's not necessarily about comic books. So Chris is going to take the lead here, and we're going to get into some stuff. And good luck to you. That's all I have to say.
All right, let's do this.
All right. Well, let me first say, Pat, again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. We were talking backstage before the show, and I didn't include this in the interview, but I might have to throw a couple of questions in there now. We'll get to that later. But you are a fellow Bay Area native, as I am.
Yes. Yeah. So I was born in Martinez, California, and then family was from back here in Peoria, Illinois, where I'm at right now. So yeah, I mean, it's just it was easy coming to Illinois as the California kid. I don't know if you still live there, but they're like, "Oh my gosh, you surf? Like you're from Cali?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, totally. I boogie board." No, I mean,
that's awesome.
It was fourth grade, so I feel like now Chicago and the Midwest is now my home. So yeah,
awesome, good stuff. Yeah, I'll have to throw and a couple of Bay Area questions in there in a minute. But let's talk about, let's dive into a little bit about your comic background. You definitely have love for comics. You got love for, just the genre in a whole. And you also cosplay. So I would like to know the chicken or the egg here. So did your love for comics and superheroes get you into cosplay, or did somehow you got into the cosplay first, and that then bring you back into everything comic books?
Yeah. So I growing up, I didn't read at all, so I would watch cartoons nonstop, the Batman series, Superman, all of that. So I really think of myself as like knowing all about the animation side of superheroes, TV, movies, all that stuff, the DC animated universe, it's got some problems, but I think every time one of those movies ends, I go, why aren't these people doing the live action movie? I'm like,
yes.
So anyway, I was just loved watching and consuming all this movie and all this stuff, and it was my first Comic-Con. I think it was up at C2E2 in Chicago, and I was like, maybe I'll just go to check it out, because I ain't collecting stuff, but like these guys are fanatics. I don't want to I go there, not dressed, and I felt so out of place. So I never made that mistake again. And I've always loved Halloween and dressing up, and I've been in theater growing up, so it was always like, if I could be a hero for a day and I feel like it's a good time, and that's why I like to do it. Yeah,
that's awesome. I will say you have a very awesome Clark Kent vibe.
Well,
or should I say Superman? Let's say, because you don't have the glasses. You got the Superman part.
Upstairs, I usually have glasses. And guess what? My last name's Clark, actually.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
Awesome.
I do get that a lot. Yeah.
Good. Right. Yeah.
I get Steve-O a lot too.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Whatever. Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay. Well, talking about cosplay, one thing for me, as somebody that's collected comics since, before I can remember, and I didn't really start hitting like the con scene until I was an adult, started getting my kids involved. And I wasn't really, hip on the cosplay side of things until, maybe, 12 years ago or so. Yeah. So, but I've watched it evolve, and it seemed to have, it's, I would say obviously has grown a lot, at least over the last decade. So do you feel personally that the success of, like Marvel Studios and the MCU, and, I know DC with their live action, they haven't had as much success, but, they've had their films. And we have this plethora of live action superhero goodness that's been coming out the last decade plus. Do you think that these films has been a catalyst that has helped, drive cosplay to be more of this mainstream thing?
Yeah, obviously it's crazy what superhero industry has done in the past 15 years without, we were talking before the show. It's like you can come into this this genre, and from any angle, you know, it could be the movies, the comics, the cosplay, but I do think also social media really like took cosplay to the next level. Because I mean, I wasn't really seeing a lot of cosplay until Instagram, and you know, now TikTok. There's some creative people out there, and so I think that's one of the things is like, oh wow, a lot of other people do this. I think I could do that too, you know? So I do think, you know, obviously the culture from all the movies and stuff is a huge catalyst for it. I mean, I can remember watching Iron Man 1 and like being like, whoa, this is it for me. Dude, pack my bags. I'm a fan for life, you know? So yeah, I think it's just a great, cosplayers are very also like, it's a great community to share what you got. And like, you know, so I'm not so deep into it where I'm like, you know, dressing up in every other week. You know, I do it for the show, and then I go to like my local Comic-Cons. C2E2 is like my favorite big one. So I'll say Comic-Cons and people are like, oh, you've been to San Diego? And I'm like, no, I just say Comic-Con, but they're I mean, whatever they're called. I think my favorite part is going to that, picking out little knickknacks for the Pat Cave, and just, you know, being embraced by all those people is very cool.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Let me go ahead.
I love it.
The Pat Cave.
Yeah, you got to copyright that.
I got to, right? Sure. Yeah.
Let me ask you, Pat. Do you have, and you don't need to necessarily like show it off or anything, if you can just tell us off the top of your head, because I know, you know, you collect comic books, mm-hmm. You know, you collect toys and Funkos, and you know, you got a very large variety as well as an amazing setup. Do you have one possession that you've collected that you feel stands out to you?
Well, you know, you can only see like, you know, 10% of the Pat Cave. So I'm going to shift this. This is a Joker poster that is signed by the whole cast.
Oh, man. Nice.
Yeah. So, you know, I was actually at a fundraiser, and they knew I was coming. So it was an auction item, and they knew I couldn't pass that up. But it's kind of like right when people walk down, they're like, whoa, and they kind of attract their eyes to that. So I think it's cool. It's, you know, I've got some other signed stuff, but that's like, you know, really pristine in my opinion. So
yeah, that's a nice piece of work right there. By the way, we do have a question from Dan De La Torre. Are you Henry Cavill's stunt double?
I need to do a couple more push-ups, but compliment. That's a great compliment. I'll take that over Steve-O any day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
What do you guys think?
All right.
Bro, I mean,
what's that?
What do you guys think about Henry Cavill? Did you like him?
Yeah, I did. I really like Man of Steel as a film. I really enjoyed that film.
I'm so sad that they might be, you know.
Well, we'll see. I don't think he's done. Yeah. That's something to get into. You see what Pat's trying to do here? He's trying to divert attention from his interview. He's trying to turn it on.
Yeah.
It's not happening, man.
You know, I'm kind of on the opposite end of that. I'm torn with Man of Steel because I loved it as an origin story. Mm-hmm. I think the tone and what they did with the origin story, but I think one area where not necessarily the actor, but maybe Snyder kind of fell short was I didn't see the duality between Clark Kent and Superman. To me, it was always this one kind of brooding guy, where I think Christopher Reeve, what he did was he brought that, like, you know, I have to be this different person.
Yeah.
But, you know, to all of them, including Snyder, I think Jeff and I talked about this, it almost sucks because we never really got to see it all come to fruition, you know, because just the executives at DC messed it all up.
Again, guys, we're getting off path here because it's
yeah. Well, you know what?
Him continue to be the guest co-host.
Sure.
He's jumping the gun here, taking over the
co-host,
show.
We got No Good Comics. He was an excellent one. Excellent good. He passed the interview process, so
he's good stuff. He's been on the Pat Cave. Yeah.
He has. Yeah, he said he recognized you. Whoa, Pat in the house. What's good, Pat?
What up, Justin?
He's in the hot seat, Justin. He's in the hot seat. All right, here we go.
All right, let's do this.
All right, Pat. So yeah, this is kind of like rapid fire.
Okay.
So we're gonna
do. Just wait heavily on everything here. You may not pass.
Yeah. We're going outside of comic books.
Ooh.
We're gonna see how Illinois are you. But like I said, I'm gonna throw in some Bay Area too. I'm gonna throw in some Bay Area there. So,
Oh boy.
all right, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. First up, so we got Cubs or White Sox.
Cubs all day, baby.
All right, good answer. Good answer. All right, but going back to your place of birth here, A's or Giants?
A's was my first baseball game, but I fell in love with the Giants Stadium, Pac Bell at the time. Giants all day, man. Giants.
Oh man, good stuff. Good stuff. I was always Giants are always my team. I did get a game ball from Ricky Henderson tossed to me though. That was awesome.
Oh, Ricky Henderson.
Yep.
Good. Excellent.
All right, good answer so far. Good answer so far.
Good.
I won't even ask football because I already know you're a Raider fan.
Yeah. Raiders. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to more, Chicago, Illinois goodness.
Okay.
I know you're a couple hours outside of Chicago, but so here's a good one:
Yeah.
Muddy Waters or Sam Cooke?
Ooh, Muddy Waters. I went I went to film school up in Chicago for 2 years, and I lived right next to the House of Blues, or I think that's what it's called. But like I would on my walk to school, I would just see like all these legends and all these like not actually see them up on the wall, and it's just great music city. Great music city.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Sure.
All right, here's another music one: Smashing Pumpkins or Chicago?
I'm gonna go with Chicago. I mean, I actually don't like. It's not really my genre of music, but I mean, I don't think I could even name you a Smashing Pumpkins song.
Whoa,
If I
whoa.
heard it, I would know. I'm like much more like hip hop. Like I've been real on the lo-fi hip hop beats these days.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm not like the biggest. I actually do a little hip hop music myself. That's how.
We gotta talk. We
All
gotta
right.
talk after the show.
We'll collab. All right.
All right. How about this one? Okay, let's Kanye West or Common.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Kanye. It was my first album I ever bought, College Dropout. He inspired me to start rapping, so Kanye. I like the old Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned a corner
I
of
hear
some
ya.
sort, and not
Yeah.
a good corner.
Yeah. Poor Kanye, man. My heart goes out to him.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the. Oh, by the way, Smash Pumpkins, 1979. That's the song right there.
In my head now. You've inserted that into my head now.
This is a good one. Now, keep in mind, my folks are Sicilian. They came over from Sicily and set up shop in Chicago. And no lie, I'm not just stating this to sound cool on a live YouTube show. My grandfather used to run numbers for Al Capone when he was a teenager.
Really?
Whoa.
So my next question,
That's great.
Al Capone or Frank Nitti?
Dude, Al Capone all day, because you know why? It's too, because Peoria, where I'm from, is kind of was like his getaway. It was like his little place there's tunnels that run through our city. We were the whiskey capital of the world at one point, right? And so like a lot of history with Al Capone here in my town. So yeah.
I'm loving the knowledge you're dropping here. It's really serving you well and dishing it out with confidence.
Boom. I love cocktail facts.
Yeah. All right.
I know a lot about Chicago, like random. Yeah.
All right. So here's a good one. It goes to I know you're in production buff, and I'm sure you enjoy a lot of movies. So we got two movies, both can be considered a classic, at least to the genre of pop culture.
Okay.
Both filmed in Chicago.
Okay.
Transformers, Dark of the Moon, or iRobot?
Oh, I'm gonna go iRobot. Just because those Transformer movies got a little, I don't know. You know what I mean?
They're terrible. They're terrible.
Well,
the first one, which was a novelty to see these guys on the screen.
Yeah, the first one I liked, and then I was like, we don't need this.
They were awful. Awful. Okay.
When I was up at film school, though, they were shooting that Transformers film. So like a lot of my friends would PA for it, and I would see like out my windows, so that was cool, but still trash.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
Best. Terrible.
Terrible.
Charles
Hey,
Barkley.
Jeff, what do you
Former
think?
Sixer.
I think Pat just saved himself from getting rejected there.
No. There's one question here.
Uh-oh.
One more question I just came up with.
Oh, let's do it.
Chicago deep dish or New York style?
Ooh.
Deep dish all day. I mean, Illuminati's is my favorite.
Thank you so much for joining us, Pat.
Oh!
We are going to move on.
Oh, tough love.
Oh my God. All right, we're gonna make this work, but you
Hold
barely
on.
made it. 'Cause honestly, with your knowledge of Chicago, you know,
I have to be.
iRobot did it for you too.
I'm going to play good cop here. I'm going to be the intermediary here. All right?
Okay.
To Pat's defense. Okay, growing up in the Bay, we have a very, very famous classic joint, all right, called Zachary's Pizza. I don't know if you're familiar, Pat. They got a spot in Berkeley and Oakland, and they're famous for their deep dish. So we're gonna give Pat some leeway here because he just wasn't cultured to the New York pizza. All right, being in both the Bay and in the Midwest, you got to give him a little slack here.
Give me a little.
Okay. Here's the deal, though. I'm not going to give you slack, Chris, because you messed up big time. And the Gotham Knight really he didn't call you out, but I'm going to call you out. The Dark Knight was shot in Chicago.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Yeah.
That's Transformers? Oh, God.
Okay. All right. If I would have included the Dark Knight, it would have been an obvious win.
That's a good point.
All right. Fair enough. Well, everybody, congratulate Pat. He is a guest co-host on Comic Book Canon.
Thank
Show
you.
is just as much yours as it is ours. And we're just going to get into it now because people are waiting for their favorite segment of all time. Could be of all time in YouTube history. It has to be. It has to be, right, Chris? Because what do we got right now, Chris? What do we have?
I'm going to say it. Super duper fresh from the comic shop.
You got that right. Fly from the Preston Salon. This is where we get into it with your books, your fresh gets of the week. We share them with the world. And we just had, sponsors just jump on board last week. Whatnot. That's right. The app Whatnot is sponsoring each and every, for the next 3 weeks, 4 in total. We're giving away a 9.8 slab, and you can win a 9.8 slab. This week, we are going to give away this Leeson Amazing Spider-Man cover, number 55, second print. Look at that, gorgeous 9.8 CGC, all by entering fresh from the comic shop. But there are rules. Before we get into those rules, however, we want to just get into what Whatnot is. Is that right, Chris? Did I say it right? What Whatnot is.
What Whatnot is. Say that 20 times fast.
What Whatnot is. What Whatnot is. What Whatnot. I'm not going to do that. But Whatnot combines the safe buying platform of eBay with the video component of Twitch. Their mission is to bring together collectors and enthusiasts to safely buy, sell, and connect. I mean, the user interface here is amazing. You'll see somebody win this Funko Pop on the B-roll we're rolling here. I swear it's going to happen right now. Honestly, Chris and I were super impressed, and no bullshit, we would not be we would not allow a sponsorship like this unless we really believed in this product. This product is amazing. But before we get into the show, fresh from the comic shop, we're going to tell you how to win. And here's how you win. Hold on. Here we go. Got to get everything ready. You must be signed up to Whatnot. The link is below. It's also on screen right here, down below. You must follow Comic Book Canon on Whatnot so we can track that you joined Whatnot. You got to post a pic of your fresh get on Instagram. Tag us at Comic Book Canon. That is right. Our Instagram is Comic Book Canon. You also have to have the hashtag of FFTCS. I'm sorry, FFTCS. We'll be explaining this throughout Fresh from the Comic Shop. But as we get into it, we're going to give you the criteria how you win, how we pick winners here. Because basically, we're going to pick one finalist tonight. The second finalist will be announced on Monday, and y'all will vote, and we'll have a winner on Tuesday. Criteria for winning. Presentation. Just don't snap a picture up against a blank wall or whatever. Get some creativity into it. Have fun with it. The cover. Give us a really cool variant cover or what have you, something you're very proud of. And also the uniqueness of the actual book. It could be something from 1930. Wow, that's pretty unique. I don't know many people that own books that old. Or it could be a story, an amazing story of how you got this book. Last week we had a great story of comic book shop giving the first appearance of Hobgoblin to one of their pull lists for his birthday. Things like that really gets the attention because our guest co-host will be picking one winner. And Pat is our guest co-host tonight. He will be picking one winner. We're just going to get right into it right now. How about we do that, guys? But before we do, y'all should be following Pat Cave Comics. Instagram right down below. Link to his YouTube is down below. I'm telling you, he's on to something. He's just starting out, but look at his production value. Look at his on-camera presence, and he knows his stuff. Follow him or else. All right, here we go, guys. We are going to get into fresh from the comic shop. Pat, I hope you have 3 fresh gets from this week.
You know, I do, and I've been going back and forth. You might have seen me backstage.
Yeah. You know what? As long as you follow the rules, you'll be all good because we can still kick you off the show. But
it's hard to pick 3. It really is. It's hard.
But you're going to do one at a time. We're going to do round robin style here. So you are our guest. You get to go first. What do you got?
All right. So I'm going to start with this one, which is
what?
Of the Sinister Six, Spider-Man. So this was something I was debating buying either the first appearance of Kraven or the first appearance of the Sinister Six. And I was like, and this is like one of my first big books that I bought, and it's a PGX certified. And I'm like, that doesn't, I'm used to the, the right? So I'm like, this looks sketchy. But I guess that's what PGX goes for. But anyway, it's probably the oldest book I own. So it's just, I mean, it speaks for itself. It speaks for itself.
Exactly. You're bringing the heat, or you're starting this off on a hot streak right there. And that is going to be hard for all of us to live up to, but we'll try. We'll try because we have a ton of submissions here. We're just going to start getting into everybody else's. Before we do, actually, just want to remind you all that our finalists last week were Sicilian Comics 1998 and E. Marvell. With those 2, Sicilian Comics won. So appreciate everybody's vote there. All right, we're going to start off because we missed one last week, and that was X11 Bravo showing off his Semper Fi books from Marvel. So apologies, sir. Really apologize. Again, we try our best to catch all of these, but you guys submit so many. It's hard to get them all, and if we miss them, we apologize. Again, thank you so much, X11 Bravo, for sending them in. Keep doing the good work that you do. You know what I'm talking about. All right, now, right here, Michelle, a.k.a. Moonlit Comics. I'm sharing my beautiful new copy of Moon Knight 1. I've had this book for a little while and recently completed the Volume 1 run. However, I've been searching for a nicer copy and accomplished that goal this week. So, guys, this is a fresh get. She didn't have it in her collection for a few weeks because she got a brand new one because she wanted a nicer version. All right, Heroes Reborn. Daredevil number 168, first appearance of Elektra, snatched up at my local comic shop this week. Royal Collectibles in Forest Hills. I go to Royal Collectibles in Queens. That is a beautiful copy. And guys, I really have a feeling that Elektra will be getting some more love now that she is Daredevil. Spoilers from 8 months ago. And, who knows? Hopefully she'll make it into the MCU. All right, into Oblivion. Invincible Universe number 8. I do not know much about this book, but I really do like that cover, and I'm loving the series as well. All right. Half Court 757, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Last Ronin number 3, the Miko Cyan cover. That thing is gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, it looks real. Like, it looks real.
It's amazing.
I just had to keep it up there for a little bit longer. All right, Chris, you are up next. What is your fresh get of the week? Your first one.
All right, which one do I go with first?
Let's do it. Let's go
with this one. So, this is a book. Silver Age 12-cent book. I've been working on this run. I said this, I think, last week, that, Make Spider-Man's my Grail run. This one has been a really close second lately. I have a very solid run. Some of just the earlier numbers. I'm trying to fill the holes. So I picked this one up. Thor 142.
Ooh.
Some Super Scroll action. It's a good-looking book. It's got a subscription crease, but it still has some nice, bright colors.
Dude, your Silver Age pickups the last few weeks have been just on fire. Azores Tiger, he agrees. Like, honestly, man, you're just crushing it. I love what you're bringing each and every week. Too bad you can't win, though.
I know, right?
Sorry about that. But that, dude, seriously, with your Strange Tales and all that stuff, props to you. I'm a little bit self-conscious. As you know, I'm not in my place, and I don't have my stuff. And my books haven't been that good. But you pumped me up earlier today. You're like, you're showing diverse books.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for making me feel better. But you know what makes me feel better is seeing all of these submissions each and every week. That's right. We got Nukes Comics. I picked up this copy of the Amazing Spider-Man issue 16 from Awesome Comics. It has a great Ramos Delgado cover and an appearance by Ghost. I like that cover, guys. I'm really enjoying that cover. Good pickup, Nukes. Neighbor from the North.
Oh, yeah.
Says, insert the Spine-Tix Grail call clip here. I am priced out of the other printings, but managed to snag this from my local comic shop. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles won the 5th print. It's still a nice get. As an 80s, 90s kid, this book means so much to me and will most likely never leave my hands. I mean, that's a great book, man. That is a great book. Good for you, Neighbor. To the North. We got New Comics Journey. The long hunt to get this comic makes finally having it more gratifying. Finally got a copy of my very own of Lobo's first appearance for my personal collection. I've been wanting to purchase a Mega Man 3 ever since I was a kid and could never find the copy in the right condition at the right price. I got it on eBay, and this proves to me that there are some insane deals on eBay if you're patient and carefully look for them. Love Lobo, and this comic has found its permanent home. That's a good story. That's what we're talking about with a good story. New Comics Journey. Really happy to hear that. Really happy to hear that you got your Grail. The bearded one is a diehard Lobo fan. I guarantee you he has like 12 of those. Moving on. House of L Comics. The Dark Side complete set. I can't remember if this is the first appearance or the cameo appearance, but it's Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal. So that's a book that is really undervalued, people. Really undervalued. I don't understand why. Tommy Boy Collections. I love this. Comics and Cars got this today. Using my wife's wagon to score it. So he sent a few other pictures. I couldn't fit them all on one slide here, but that is a beautiful X-Men, Silver Age, or I'm sorry, Copper Age X-Men, and a beautiful purple car as well.
That cover like matches the car, like
exactly.
The color and the tones. Yeah, you got the purple and white with the gold rims. Then you got like the purple with the white and you know, like the yellows and the kind of gold background. I like that. That's
Tommy Boy, Collections. Thank you for being creative with that. Thank you for showing off your wife's car. I hope she lets you use it quite often. Gus 420 in X, Spider Island 1, and Spider-Man Unlimited #1. We all know that Spider-Man Unlimited #1 is hot because of There Will Be Carnage, or Let There Be Carnage. And here we go, Arcade 444. Thank you for being the first person to show your face this week. Have I got a spot for my latest purchase, Fantastic Four, #49 in 5.5. It's a green label, but just because coupon was clipped on a non-story page. I love it. Now I just need issue 50 to complete the trilogy. You guys can see what spot he's talking about there. That is up top above his head. It's going to go right there with 48. Hopefully he'll get 50 soon. That is good stuff, man. Good stuff, Arcade 444. Really appreciate you sending that in. Man, this is good. This is a good start, guys. Pat, keep track here because you're going to have to announce what the winner is.
Boy.
What the finalist is.
Okay.
Finalist.
Okay.
All right. Here we go, guys. My first fresh get of the week. I like going to Midtown Comics. There's one in Astoria and just rifling through all their stuff. And sometimes they have like 40% off. And that's when I got this one right here. This is Batman #96. This is the first appearance of the Clown Hunter. He's getting his own. I think it's his own special. It's not a ongoing series. But I pick these up every time I see them. Because they have big plans apparently for the Clown Hunter, and I suggest you all do that too. As you can see, it's a $4 price tag right there. 40% off got me down to $3.40. But guys, I'd be on the lookout for this book. Seriously, Clown Hunter is a mainstay according to James Tynion, the creator. But I guess he's biased, so take that as a But before we move on to your fresh gets, Chris, just remind them how to enter and how they can win. Go.
All right, again, you want to make sure you use that link below to sign up for Whatnot via the Whatnot app. Once you do that, and it's really easy, once you do that, go find us on our account on Whatnot at Comic Book Canon. Follow us on Whatnot, all right? And once you do that, you're set up. From there, all you need to do is what you normally need to do just to enter fresh from the comic shop, which is take a picture of a fresh get. Remember, be conscious of presentation, cover, uniqueness, and all that. Post it to your Instagram. Don't send it to us via private message. Don't add it to your story. Post it to your Instagram. Leave the @comicbookcanon and also the hashtag FFTCS, and you will be good to go to be entered to win an amazing 9.8 slab. Now, this one is for this week's entries. We will have a different slab for next week's entries. I'm telling you, that slab is a 9.8 fire book as well.
Woo! Give it a little tease. Give it a little tease.
Yep.
But this is what we have for this week is Amazing Spider-Man number 55, second print. So, again, a finalist will be announced tonight after this segment. Here we go. Getting on, moving on. We have more from you guys, you wonderful people. We have Kevin Morton, 7,
Nice.
getting ready for the carnage to come. Picked up some high-grade hotkeys for a steal from one of my favorite local comic shops. That's nice. That is, honestly, hold on. I can't remember when the film comes out. I feel like it's this fall, right? It's coming out soon. God, there's so much
September?
stuff.
I think September.
Yeah, I can't keep up. Like I had it in my head and then it's just gone to shit. I cannot remember. Anyways, Matt Katz, 910, Daredevil, 169. Nothing wrong with his second appearance. I do believe that's the second appearance of Bullseye. Is that correct? He's got, and on both sides, he has Elektra and Daredevil action figures. Loving that setup there. That's great. Spider-Web. We got Spider-Web. Today's mail call, Marvel Superheroes. I'm digging that. I am absolutely digging that cover. Old, nice Silver Age looking book. Nerds Being Geeks, one of my favorite handles right here. They have their YouTube show as well. Check it out. There's a link down below for them as well. Tales from the Crypt, trade paperback collection, volume 1. Dark Horse just published this collection, this collected edition of the classic EC title, Tales from the Crypt. If you ever wanted to read the pre-Comics Code Golden Age horror anthology, now is your chance. Dark Horse will be publishing more titles from EC Comics throughout the year. Guys, we've talked about the Comics Code Authority and how terrible it was for comics, but they thought they were doing the right thing back in the day. No references to drugs, no monsters, no sleeping in the same beds or what have you. It was whatever. But it's interesting to see what it was before and what came after. So anyways, check that out. Here we go, though. Pat, your second fresh get of the week. What do you got, man?
So, I bought a big one long box, and it was my first long box purchase, and I spent maybe like $400 on it or something. And my mom was like, she was like beside herself, right? She was like, what? And so like I was looking through them. There's a lot of good stuff, but I feel like this one is like my first in the wild grab, and it's X-Men number 4, the first appearance.
Ooh, there you go.
And you can tell I'm new at collecting because I bought the wrong size bag and board.
It looks great. It's
Anyway.
a presentation.
So yes, and it's pretty good too. So I feel like it.
Oh, it's a newsstand. Too.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Newsstand. See,
That's huge.
I learned something new every day. Awesome.
I mean, there are constant rumors about Omega Red being in something, and they all come to pass. But he's gonna make his way to the big screen, small screen, big screen, what have you. Yeah. He's too cool of a character not to. But good call, man. Great grab there, newsstand.
Appreciate it. Well, I just can't wait to see how Marvel takes a different route than what Fox did, because it's just I know they want to stand out and not do the same stuff. So
they will, yeah. Feige's definitely going to put a stamp on there, but not everything was terrible with Fox. I think there's probably 50-50 in my opinion. Y'all may have different thoughts on that. There's some excellent films, I thought. The reboots, the First Class, and the one after that, Days of Future Past, I thought were great. The one with Apocalypse was trash. But anyways, I digress because we're not talking about trash. We're talking about gold. And what gold did you all pick up this week? Wayway's Comics. We are Venom. All in caps. He wrote it, by the way. Venom 31 and Venom 34. Amazing covers. Stegman kills it on this, man. It's gonna be, I'm gonna miss Cates and his run. They really were. They were hitting some high notes for a while there. It kind of gone by the wayside towards the end, but overall their series outstanding. This one, guys, huge book. Huey Plata. Congratulations on this, Chris. You will definitely appreciate this. Mail call this week. I've been looking for this book for a long time and it's gotten so expensive. I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to get one, but I was able to find 2 copies of it at an 8.0 for an affordable price on the same day. First appearance of America Chavez, as we all know. She is coming to Doctor Strange and the Doctor Strange 2. I cannot say
the Multiverse Madness.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's coming, guys, and this, honestly, she is going to be a mainstay. She is going to be mainstream, and this is honestly not only one, but he picked up 2. Good stuff, Huey Platts. I'm really glad you picked that up. Loving this this handle right here. Newsstand Comics, because they got the newsstand versions. This issue is hot right now because it's the first appearance of Blackout. The rumors Marvel has plans for a Midnight Sun show featuring this character as the villain. Be careful. Not confirmed. Newsstand does not say it's confirmed. He doesn't say that. He says it's a rumor, but don't believe the hype of everybody saying it's confirmed because it's not. Do your research, people, before you buy those books. This is a nice book, though. I love this early Ghost Rider series. I love this series. So good stuff on that, Newsstand Comics. We have our winner from last week, Sicilian Comics, 1998. X-Men 96, first appearance of Nagara and Mariah McTaggart. That is a nice book. Chris, I think you'll appreciate that one big time.
Absolutely.
100%. Now, there's some heat here from our good friend Dan De La Torre.
Uh-oh.
I love it.
Let's see it.
Gotta show this one off. Nice mid-grade copy. Be one of the first to be slabbed by CGC. So I guess Dan has never sent a book into CGC. I'm sure he has questions. I'm sure he's seen Journals Comics to give him some advice on how to do that. But that is, I mean, this is an amazing book, an absolutely amazing book.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, your second fresh get of the week. What do you got?
All right. Well, this is a book that I already had. I've been talking about it for a little while. I put it in one of my top 10. I think I did my top 10 Spidey books to invest in before the Spider-Man 3. At that point in time, it didn't have the title, but, the No Way Home. So I already had a copy. This was on sale. So I picked up another one. Spider-Verse #1. This has a bunch of first appearances that could play big in both the Into the Spider-Verse animated films. It's my opinion that Sony isn't going to stop at 2. I think they're going to try to do at least a trilogy with those animated films as well. They've been the first one was so successful. But also, there's a lot from this book that can also play into the MCU. And, what's going to happen with Tom Holland's Peter Parker concerning the multiverse opening up, what that's going to play into how Sony and the Sony Spider characters, or how they're going to kind of, because we had that announcement from Sony last week confirming more intent to overlap, what Marvel Studios and Sony is doing with all the Spider characters. So if you guys, this is one that if you love Spider-Man, if you're interested in an affordable, a lot of light on this, it's taking it up. There we go. If you're interested in seeking out an affordable spec book that's, low risk, but has a lot of possibility, if you guys could find this in the back issue bins, I don't remember the fair market value at the top of my head, but, I'm shooting, if you could find this book in a high grade for under $20, and like I said, you're willing to take that risk. You're willing to, you enjoy the characters and you know what you're doing. This is a solid buy, even if it doesn't pan out. Like I said, a lot of awesome first appearances, and it really dives into the totem, to the mythos of the totem of the Spider people. So this was actually one, Dan Slott, I wasn't a huge fan of what he did with Spider-Man, but I actually really enjoyed the story of the Spider-Verse. So a lot going on there. A lot of possibilities.
Pickup, man. That is a great pickup.
Good cover too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you said, it may not pan out, but who knows if it ever will pan out. There's so many characters in there that could pan out, right? To make it onto whatever form, other media, video game, definitely video games. There's a likelihood of video games, but who knows? Disney Plus or Amazon now that Sony is looking into that avenue with potentially Silk, is what we're hearing, and obviously the MCU. Who knows? We'll see. We will see. Keep sending in those fresh gets each and every week. We got more of yours, though. We are going to get right into it. Vinny Whitlock. This guy again, man. Vinny Whitlock.
Yeah.
Tales of Suspense 69. First appearance of Titanium Man. Maybe a spec for Armor Wars. Great book nonetheless. An early Father's Day gift from his wife and his 3 wonderful daughters. That is a great story. That's what we're talking about. Great story. But this is also a great book. A beautiful Silver Age book. Like, props to you, sir. Props to you. Here we go. Our good friend Ian, Hood Rat Comics. He says, happy new comic book day, fresh from the comic shop. The homies over at Comic Book Canyon. Thank you so much for sending them in. I see a Web of Spider-Man. That book has been hot, and let me tell you why it's been hot, because the character from Iron Man 3, the kid, makes his first appearance here, so I see 2 of those. Geiger, I'm loving that series. Bunny Mask, I've seen a lot. I don't know much about that, and I don't know what that book is on the bottom there, but that's a good haul there, man. Good stuff, Ian. Liking what you're reading, man. I'm loving this next one too, right here, and I'm loving the name. I think this is your first time sending in. His name is Expensive Paper. I see people surprised by the rise in price of the first appearance of Yara Flor, but I have been and continue to be bullish on this character. If you've read the Future State title, you'll know she's a cool character. I read the first issue of her solo story and immediately added it to my pull list. What do you got, Chris? Bring it up.
I got mine too.
Gorgeous, man. Listen,
Beautiful.
guys, we last week we shit on Future State except for Wonder Woman. Like, for me, Future State Wonder Woman was outstanding. Joelle Jones, outstanding. The art. Yara Flor, awesome character. She's a hit, man. And that A cover right now is just going up, up, up. It's a $25 book now, and that was mass produced. So, guys, that's definitely one to get on if you can get yourself a decently priced copy. She's only going to rise. She's only going to rise. They've got a hit with Yara Flor, no doubt. I had the first issue of Wonder Girl. I have not read it yet, but guys, great pickup. Expensive Paper, great pickup. I love that. I love that book. All right, moving on. We got Comic Noob, still trying to complete Father Todd's Marvel Tales run. This is cool, man. When he was doing all these covers, it's just gorgeous. Just takes me back to a time. I'm sure you guys feel the same way as well. Speaking of taking us back to a time, look at this. C to the G, I got your name right. For the PC, feeling nostalgic. Jim Lee's X-Men. He's got all 9.8 there. All 9.8 of all of the covers.
Wow.
Great pickup, man. Great pickup. Props to you. This here, formerly DC, the DC Mechanic or DC the Mechanic. Now, Dave collects, yeah. He also has a YouTube channel. Check it out below. I think he has a 100 subscriber thing going on, so check it out. But he got a Grail. That's right, one of my latest editions and most cherished possessions now. Up there with my Ultimate Fallout number 4, Edge of Spider-Verse 2, the first appearance of Silk, and one of my only 9.8 CGC slabs. Dave, congratulations on that. That is a great book to have because we are only going to see more of her, no doubt. She's an awesome character, guys. Absolutely awesome. Azorius Tiger, always bringing in the heat. He had another submission that I just didn't include. I got a little bit too busy. He had it later in the week. That was incredible. But I'm loving this. Azorius Tiger, we're going with Marvel Preview number 3 presents Blade, the Vampire Slayer. First appearance of Jamal Afari, Blade's mentor. Can't wait to see how the MCU redoes this one. Shout out to TiVo and Sutton Pub. Wow, this is that is quite the book. I'm loving that book. Definitely unique.
I like that.
All right. My favorite name, one of my favorite names here, Flap Slap Jr. Picked up this Ant-Man the other day for a great price. The first appearance of Scott Lang as Ant-Man. I love how he has Ant-Man at the top there, too. This is an awesome book. This is John Byrne. Y'all know how I feel about John Byrne. I love me some John Byrne. All right, moving on. We got Neil Floyd. Picked this up on a Facebook sale. Listed as near mint. This is a good story. Listed as near mint. It was a good, honest seller who came back after he found some indentations on the cover and offered a refund or some money back. I took the money back, and I think I will press it nicely. So that's cool. That's really cool to hear from the comic community. All right. I'm loving it. I love this cover. Kamikaze.
Ooh.
Some She-Hulk news dropping today. Obviously, Titania. So this mail call is smashing. Well played, well played, well played. I'm loving this cover. I'm loving the presentation here. This is a good example of how to present your book in a unique way. The Pulp Fiction homage. I believe this is the late 90s book. Just gorgeous cover. Well set up. Great job, Kamikaze, on that. All right, guys. My second fresh get of the week. I'm from Delaware. right outside of Philadelphia. It's a state. A lot of people don't know it's a state. You guys laugh. I've had conversations about this, having to prove that Delaware is a state. I take pride in that state. I lived in LA for quite a bit, and I've had to say I'm from outside of Philly because nobody, if I say Delaware, they're like, where's that? Even if they know it's a state, they're like, where is it? Anyways, it's true, guys. It's absolutely true. So whenever I see something Delaware related, I have to pick it up in terms of, especially comic books. This is Justice League America variant.
Oh, yeah.
They did the 50 states. They did the American flag. They did all that stuff. But this is the Delaware variant where they have the Delaware flag. It is the first state, guys. Get that right. The first state. And I can't wait to see all of the Wayne's World comments in the comments section. Can't wait. Whoa, we're in Delaware. Shut up. It's a great state. I love it. I love it. That is my second fresh get of the week.
Nice.
I'm happy to have that, too. I'm going to hang this up on my wall, too. All right, moving on to more of your fresh gets. But wait, before we do, Chris, let's just remind them one more time. Wait,
all
actually,
right.
Before you do that, Pat,
Yes.
How are you feeling, man? Are you liking what you see here from the community?
Oh, dude, I'm liking this a lot. I have 3 or 4 in my head that are like competing right now, and I don't names or anything. So we'll have to I'll have to like talk through them. But dude, that last one, the presentation of the She-Hulk is nice. You're right.
I'm loving that, Kamikaze. That's good work, man. That is good work.
Yeah.
Chris, explain to everybody how we joined Fresh from the Comic Shop. How they can win a
all right. One more time. There is that link below to the Whatnot app. Hit that link. Sign up and create an account. All right? Create an account. It's free to do so. It's just like if you would create an account for like eBay or something like that. Go to the Whatnot link, create the account. Once you're in, find Comic Book Canon on Whatnot and give us a follow. Once you do that, all you got to do is the basic steps that you need to submit for Fresh from the Comic Shop each and every week. You take a picture of your fresh get. You follow the criteria. Make sure it's, a unique book. Describe it with a unique story. Take a nice looking picture of it. Put some cool decorations and some fancy stuff around it. Whatever you think is unique to you. Post it on your Instagram. Hashtag FFTCS and then at us at Comic Book Canon, and you will automatically be entered to have a possibility to win a 9.8 slab.
Well done, Chris. Well done. Also, let's get back to these books because they are well done as well. Voice Inject. Got this X-Men here, but that's all we got. We didn't get a description. We didn't get anything. I think there's a Jubilee card as well. Voice Inject. Just please, actually, all you guys, explain the comic book a little bit. Tell us a little bit about it. We love to hear it. We copy and paste it on here. We recite exactly what you say about your book. So it's a great looking cover. I'm loving it there. But let us know more about it and what it means to you. Matt Stadge, good friend Matt. Got this. This is a PGX book, Pat.
Wow.
And Matt, it says not a huge pickup, but an issue I needed in my first PGX graded book in the collection. It's also been months since I found a good price for anything on eBay. Guys, this is number. I'm sorry. It was number. I think it's in the I can't even say it. In the 70s.
83. Yeah.
But it's below 100.
Right.
Any Amazing Spider-Man book below 100 that you're picking up, that's a solid book to be picking up.
Yep.
No doubt about that. So good pickup there, Matt. All right, we got JDS comic. JDS Comics and Collectibles. With this nice pickup, you see the Captain America 16, the Federici Batman there. You got Wolverine 1. You got Marvel Comics Presents number 72 there. Can't really see what's in the top left, but those are some nice looking books as well. We got next up, Super Crispy Comics. We pulled this from a short box. At first glance, we didn't even see the Joe Quesada autograph on the cover. Super stoked to add this to our comic book collection. Guys, if you're going to send pictures of your kids, we have to ask you if it's okay. And Super Crispy Comics gave us the okay, and he's super excited about that. All right. I'm sorry, I skipped over some here. I am a mess right now. We got Matt Stampa. I love that name, Matt Stampa. Miles Morales, 26, the Rose Besh set. She's getting a lot of love lately, guys. A lot of work on her side there. Super happy to see the unique kind of look that she's getting as well. She's got this, like, Peach Momoko, she had a unique look. Rose has a completely different look, but it's unique as well, and she's starting to get a lot of love in those variant covers. All right, next up, we have Hearsay. I think it's pronounced Hearsay, even though he wanted me to say it's Here 5, but the 5 is an S. Here's my fresh from the comic shop. Yeah, those are some fresh gets. They're not fresh, but they're some amazing gets right there. Eternals #1, 2 copies. Good for you on that. Those are some amazing books right there to be picking up. We have, excuse me, guys. We have Cork Moss, Jack and Jill from 1948, guys. 1948. My only comic purchase this week. Only $7. How did I do? Golden Age Guru. Golden Age Guru he does a lot of stuff with Comic Tom. The cover's barely hanging on, but it is hanging on. This is my oldest book ever. I think I will keep this one. This is definitely the oldest book ever submitted into Fresh from the Comic Shop. We're talking 1948, people. That is absolutely incredible. That is 73 years old. 73 years old. Good for you, Cork Moss. We got Bob Lalonde. What his first appearance of Gabriel, one of Galactus's heralds, epic cover found in the wild for $30. That is a nice book right there. And then Union Josh Comics, always sending us some good stuff. Found this amazing book this past week at my local comic shop and thought I'd submit for Fresh from the Comic Shop. The Phantom Stranger, Volume 2, number 14, Neil Adams artwork, and Len Wein on story, a Swamp Thing appearance on the cover, and it's amazing. Certainly is. You know what's a bit amazing though? Pat, your fresh gets have been great.
Thank you.
This is your third and final one. Granted, you started off with like just a punch to the gut, and we haven't recovered. So I don't know if it's gonna. I can't imagine it's gonna live up to that, but I'm excited. What do you got?
I'm gonna pivot because I did have. No, that's not fair. I'm not gonna mention the ones I had in front of me, but I'm gonna pick one that like actually found this recently in my old box of comics. That was like I was actually watching some Jarano's comics, and it was your episode about Chris. You were talking about not putting comics stacked because of the so I was like I like perked up my ears, and like I have an old box that was from the childhood, right? And in there I found this Miss Marvel 18 first appearance of Mystique, and I think right
first full appearance
first full appearance yeah so I was like, dude, thank you for mentioning that, and it's just I learn a lot from watching you guys do this show a lot, and appreciate it.
Listen, people are going to be learning a lot from you. You guys all need to check out Pat Cave Comics. Link is down below. He's got his Instagram as well, which is right here. Nice. Give him a follow, guys. No doubt. Definitely rising up and comer as well. Give him some subs. I'm telling you.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. This is hard. Picking 3 is hard. For sure.
It is. You did good. You did a solid though. You
absolutely did amazing. You had an amazing group of books, and they were pretty diverse as well. So loving what you brought to the table with that. Cool. All right, next up we have our one of our finalists from last week, E. Marvell. I'm loving that name, by the way. E. Marvell, he was our runner-up from last week. Ice Cream Man number 24. Antonez variant, boy, this book and cover is so unsettling and twisted. I love it. Yeah. This run I really want to see be made into a TV show and not some B-rated movie, because the writing and ideas on the book have evolved into something much more. That thing is crazy looking. Like, what that cover is psychotic, if you ask me. That is insane.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Absolutely. That's what Ice Cream Man is all about. It is that. So good stuff, Emar. All right, I'm loving this. We got Caution Comics showing his face. Kevin Eastman slays this cover this week. Shredder returns. That is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IDW book. I do not know what number it is. I should have checked it out or asked. My apologies to the audience right there. Chris, your last fresh get of the week. What do you got?
Oh, buddy. All right. No, it's not from 1948. No, it's not the first appearance of the Sinister Six. But it's an older book. It's a DC book. Going with some DC love. I've been
I thought
heavy
you
with
hated
Marvel
DC.
lately. It's a
That
10
was a
center.
joke. I joked. That was a joke. I said I thought you hated DC. I'm joking.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Stop it. Stop it. It is a 10 center, and it's Action Comics number 277.
Oh.
Wow.
It's an early Silver Age. It's 1961 before they went, 12 cent. But still, I love getting my hands on some 10 centers, decent looking copy. It's got a little bit of chipping on the top there. But yeah, a battle of the super pets, man. I mean, come on, what did we say? What did we say at the beginning of the show? We love dogs.
We do love dogs. Mine are snoring. I don't know if they've made it an audio appearance, but they're definitely snoring. But that's an interesting book because they have a Super Pets cartoon coming out. The Rock is going to be voicing Crypto.
Oh,
that was just announced. You probably should have had that in the news, but Chris and I are lazy. You guys know how we roll. But yeah, no, that's a good pickup, Chris. I love that. I love that book. All right, rounding out our audience pickups. Pat, you got a job to do, man.
No, it's tough. It's tough.
It is absolutely tough. All right, we have this is a beautiful cover. This is a beautiful cover. My submission for this week's Fresh in the Comic Shop, Easy Mailman 211, Black Cat #1, the J. Scott Campbell exclusive variant cover, homage to the Théophile Steinlin's 1896 poster promoting the French cabaret Le Chat Noir, which operated from 1881 to 1897. That thing is just gorgeous. A gorgeous cover.
That's a very unique J. Scott Campbell. Because usually you can really recognize the stuff,
Yes.
I dig
overly sexualized. I mean, I guess you got a little bit of that here, but it's just a beautiful cover. Beautiful cover. That's good stuff, man. And then our last submission. Guys, we usually cut off around 5 p.m. Eastern time. The Kid Collector, we haven't seen him in a while. Kid Collector. Look at that. My first entry for Fresh from the Comic Shop. I think that's a Vampirella book right there. And then, as we all know, Spider-Man Unlimited. There will be Carnage. Good stuff, Kid Collector. Pat, man, you got to start thinking about this right now as I show my final book, my fresh get of the week.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's hear it. Let's see it.
No, I want you to don't even mind me because I'm not eligible to win. Start thinking about who should be a finalist.
I got 3 in my head right now.
Okay.
3 in my head.
We'll come back to it.
Yep.
Because I'm important too, I guess. Guys, I got this just this past week, even though it's a week and a half old. It's getting a lot of love. I have not read it yet, but I'm happy I got it. It's also getting a lot of love on the secondary market. The Nice House on the Lake by James Tynion IV. It's just a creepy cover. Look at that cover. Absolute creep. This is, again, I don't know much. Honestly, the manager of my local comic shop, he always steers me in the right direction. Mike, he's like, just get this and read it. And last time he did that was with Nightwing. I love that series. So I will be reading this, and I know a lot of people out there are loving this as well. So that is The Nice House on the Lake. That is my third and final fresh get of the week. That concludes our submissions right there. We're going to get to it, guys. We're going to announce a finalist tonight. What do we got, Pat? What do we got?
So like I said before, I kind of forgot the name. I should have been taking notes. But there's 3 in my mind that stuck out. First, the Ant-Man on the bullet. I think it was a 6.5. I like that. I like tiny little toys and knickknacks.
Right.
The Batcave's covered in them.
I'm going to try and do my best to follow along and find those books.
Okay.
While you're talking about them. So, yeah.
There's and Flap Slap Jr. I laughed at his name, too.
Isn't that a great name?
Yeah, it really is. So that's my first one that popped in my head. And then, of course, the She-Hulk one that was like, was that Kamikaze? Or was that?
Yeah, Kamikaze, yep.
Yeah, that was well done. Picture, the lighting, all of it. I like how he had like another comic of hers in the background. So it kind of like, that's how you take a picture. That's how you send in for your fresh gets, And then, of course, the last one that I'm thinking of is the purple G-Wag, whatever the X-Men that matched the car.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. I love that too. I mean, the rule of thirds, he kind of had it in the corner.
There you go.
Like we said at Matt.
You've gone to film school.
Yeah. Just got some knowledge. So out of those, oh man. Wow.
I'm trying to find Kamikaze too.
I really like that purple. I got to pick one.
Here we go.
Oh,
so
man.
You've named 3.
Yes.
You whittled it down to 3. There's over 50 submissions. We have to pick one finalist from you. Chris and I will pick the second finalist over the weekend. What do you got? I know it's a lot of pressure.
I'm going to go with the She-Hulk, man. I'm going to go with the She-Hulk. That is, it's just a perfect example of how you should send in. And also, I love the cover of it. Can't wait to see the She-Hulk and what Marvel's doing with that. Yeah. So, there it is.
Congratulations, Kamikaze. You
all right.
Finalist of Fresh from the Comic Shop. Good job. Chris and I will pick a second finalist for you all to vote Monday. We will have a winner announced on Tuesday. To win what, Chris? What are they going to win?
They're going to win a 9.8 slab. It's a CGC 9.8. That's right, all I'll tell you right now. But it's saucy, man. It's saucy.
Oh, Kamikaze is in. Yep, congratulations, Kamikaze.
Nice.
You have a great name as well. All right, one more time. I had to enter Fresh from the Comic Shop, sponsored by Whatnot, the amazing app that brings Twitch and the eBay selling platform. I'm sorry, the video platform or Twitch and the eBay selling platform together into one for a great user experience to purchase comic books, Funko Pops, and other collectibles. This is what you need to do. Y'all need to sign up. The link is below, but we'll show it to you right here. Whatnot. You must have a Whatnot account. You must be following Comic Book Canon on Whatnot. It's basically what you see right here. And then it's super simple. Super simple. All you need to do is do your fresh gets. You upload a picture onto Instagram. You tag us at Comic Book Canon. You also hashtag the entry Fresh from the Comic Shop, and you are in. Again, we only pick one. You can submit as many as you want. You guys are doing a great job with that, but we will only pick one to show off. You guys are crushing it each and every week. We have the criteria to win is presentation, the cover, and the overall uniqueness of the book. So again, good luck to y'all for next week. We have one more finalist we will announce on Monday, and that is Fresh from the Comic Shop. It was an amazing one. But moving on, we still have more of the show, guys. We still have more to show. Chris, I got to get rid of this lower third. I'm all over the place. Sorry, guys. We got, it's a hot segment. Everybody loves this segment. Everybody loves this segment. It is the top 10 hottest comics of the week based off of cover prices data. That is right, real data, sales data, comic book sales that go into this top 10 hottest comics of the week. Cover Price releases their data, their list, their top 10 list every Monday. Our show is live on a Friday. We like to go into that list, give our top 10, give the top 10, and then Chris dives in with his 3 most interesting picks from that list. We will get into that in a second. Pat, this is a hot segment, I'm telling you, man, because they are the hottest comics of the week. Here we go. We're going to get right into it right now. It is an interesting list. I have to say, interesting list this week. At number 10, we have Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Number 1, the first appearance of Teresa Parker. Number 9, we have Spawn. Number 9, the first appearance of Angela. She has a unique history. She's now a Marvel character. At number 8, Spawn, number 1. At number 7, The Nice House on the Lake, number 1. What do you know? I just showed that book. At number, not that one specifically. That's the 1 in 25. At number 6, we have Thor, number 2, the first appearance of Jane Foster as Thor. Number 5, we have Red Thor, number 1. At number 4, we have Basilisk, Basilisk, number 1, the Shark Virgin variant. At number 3, we have The Nice House on the Lake, number 1. That's the one I have. At number 2, the Blackjack Demon, Literati Press, 2021. And at number 1, Kate Bishop herself, Hawkeye, number 1 from 2016. There are a lot of interesting books here. Jack, your first impressions on this top 10 list, though. What sticks out to you before we get into Chris's most interesting picks, 3 most interesting picks of the week?
I mean, the Hawkeye for sure. Haley Steinfeld's one of my favorite, like
Mm-hmm.
celebrity crush / anything she does. I watch and like, you know. So I did like Bumblebee. So don't trash that.
That was
one.
great. Yo, Bumblebee was
Yeah.
really good.
Good. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see like the whole Young Avengers form. So like, I'm
Yes.
really pumped for Hawkeye #1. That's the one that stuck out to me for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's #1 too. So it stuck out to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Chris, what stuck out for you? You have 3 picks here. What do you got?
Yeah, this is a very kind of a fun list. You know, I know some of the past weeks have been a bit controversial in some way or another. You know, this was just some fun books. My #3 pick.
By the way, I have an announcement to make.
Yes.
And Pat, Dan De La Torre has beef with you.
Me?
Yeah, it's true.
What I
The
do?
only problem I have with Pat is he's disgustingly handsome. He's making us all look bad.
Oh, man.
Shame on you, Pat.
Yeah, I just cut my hair too. I used to have hair down to like here. You know, if you look at the old Pat Cave episodes, people, yeah, it's like, let's just say I did look better at one point, but yeah.
All right, moving on. I just had to throw that out there. I didn't want to get lost in the mix here. All right, moving on. Chris, what do you got? First, most interesting pick of the week.
All right. Where was I? All right, #3. I had to go with some Spawn love, man. I picked Spawn #1. I still remember buying this book off the shelf. I still have my copy, and it's the error copy. That's a whole other story. I get a laugh out of that. But look, Spawn has done something and is still doing something that no other character in its realm has done. It's the longest ongoing independent title. Todd McFarlane just knows what he's doing. He's kept the price down at $2.99 for this book. And now Spawn Universe is driving Spawn Mania, man. And this book made this list with a 124% increase in value and with a high CGC 9.8 sale of $363. I don't know where I was. Was it a live stream or in one of my comments? Somebody was like, Spawn #1 should never be more than a $20 book. And again, I'm sorry when people say stuff like this book shouldn't be worth that much or this book should only be worth this much. I can't stand that. It's a pet peeve for me. And you know, no offense to anybody, but come on, like, look, books from this era are getting hot right now for a reason, and you got to understand what's been going on with Spawn. Todd McFarlane is a living legend. He is still creating around this character in such a unique way. I think the Spawn universe, you know, it's going to definitely be a hit that continues to bring collectors to this character. And what happens when collectors are pulled into a character? They go after the first appearance. It's not just because they want to speculate or they want to buy it to flip. No, I remember being a kid, and when I got into a character, I wanted to find all the big books surrounding that character. All right? And that's what's happening with Spawn right now, and I absolutely love it. I am still subscribed to, I get my Spawn every month. I get my Spawn book every month.
Yeah, what they did, and by they, I mean Tom McFarlane, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Mark Silvestri, who am I missing? Eric Larson. What they did, they left at the height of their careers from Marvel to create their own properties. And for Spawn to continue to go on for what are we talking? Are we seriously talking 30 years, Chris?
Coming up on 30 years, yep.
Jesus, man. To do that on your own property, like continuously release, they didn't have any hiatuses or anything, right?
Yep.
That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. And they're starting to build out and build more of a universe, even though I really believe there is a universe there already. It's just incredible, and who knows what's going to happen with the movie, if he's going to be directing and writing and all that stuff. It's back and forth. I know he's probably written the script. He's done with that, but it's just incredible. It is incredible what they've done. Pat, I want your thoughts on that.
You know, Spawn, I can remember being in like Tower Records in the Bay Area. And
Tower Records, wow.
Yes.
And I remember seeing the Spawn VHS and being like, and I think my dad showed me like the movie, but I remember being freaked out by Spawn, right? So it's like I always had that in the back of my head, like Spawn is freaky to me, like scary to me, right? But then since I've started collecting and stuff and started hearing about it, I mean, I can't wait to see him come to the big screen again or do a series.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the number one? Was that on the list, that book? Oh, I didn't see it.
That was I'll bring it up again.
Yeah.
Before we do,
Number 8
X11 Bravo Comics has a question. Is that the one missing black ink from the cover? No. That's the inside of the cover. There's, I guess you would call it a variant, but it's really a mistake, and everybody went crazy for it a couple months ago. But that's not specific. We're just talking Spawn 1 in general is
Just
what we're
Spawn
talking
1,
about.
right.
But I'll bring up the top 10 list again. Yeah. That was number 9. I'm sorry, number 8. By the way, there's 2 Spawn books here. That was number 8. So
the colors are amazing. I mean,
God, that cover is iconic. It's outstanding.
I gotta learn.
Anyway,
I gotta learn more about Spawn for sure.
I mean, he is a living legend. Is absolutely a way to put it, and I enjoy everything he's done. By the way, I think they announced this today. A Sam and Twitch series is greenlit. I'm not sure where it's going to be shown or what have you, but I don't know what Sam and Twitch's first appearance was, but I'm sure that'll be on the. I really believe that'll be on the list next week. Anyways, moving on, Chris. Your second most interesting pick of the week. What do you got?
All right. My number 2. So this is a pick that it shows me again, and I always try to add context to why I pick these books and why they make the list. This book is on this list because people care about a good writer and a good story. And a good writer and a good story sells comics. My number 2 pick is The Nice House on the Lake, number 1. Jeff, you showed it off in Fresh from the Comic Shop. Real awesome cover here. Tinian is just on fire. And you know what else is on fire? The horror genre. I think we had at least 2 other books on the top 10 that were in the horror genre. The 1 in 25 variant of this book made the list as well. But we'll just talk about the standard cover of this book. Here's DC, under the DC label, taking a different approach here with the horror genre book. And like I said, Tinian, who's been a writing success as of late in anything he touches right now. Let's look at the numbers of what this book has done. 119% increase in sales since its release. $14 high raw, right? So, there's demand for it, even though it's still a new book. It's not, like I say, though, demand for these new books, it doesn't always mean that like the price is skyrocketing. It's just a lot of copies are being sold. And it sold enough copies to be number 3 on the list. It's my number 2 pick, but it was number 3 in the top 10. So again, the highlight of this book. And I love when I can talk about books in my picks on these top 10 shows, where I can not point a finger at these type of people or not, belittle these type of people, because I'm all about having conversations and respecting other people's opinions, but I want to open their minds. And the people that I'm talking about are the people that are so in their tunnel vision of, comic books are dying. There's no good stories anymore. There's no good art. And the only people buying comics are flippers and speculators and all this stuff. And I always have to take these situations to shove in their faces like, look, take a step back, get outside of your tunnel vision and look at this. This book is on this list because of good writing and people wanting to read a good story. Point blank, period. That's my humble opinion about it. Jeff, I want to know what your thoughts are when you read this book. I don't even know if I picked it up. I hope I did. If I didn't, I might go and just get the digital copy, because I'm really, anything that Tinian's doing right now is piquing my interest.
There's a lot of that going on these days, and this is something we talk about, the strength of the market, where a book is hot because of the book, not because of media, not because of anything like that. James Tinian is definitely one of those people with the stuff he's producing. I mean, Something's Killing the Children is just dominating the indie scene, right? And obviously, Department of Truth, there's rumors there that it's already been picked up by a production company. Well, it has been picked up by a production company, which is one step closer to getting it greenlit by whatever platform or network it's going to premiere on. But it just goes to show, again, the strength of good writing, good art, good producing a comic book what that will do in the secondary market. We've seen a lot of examples of that. I'm not sure if you're into like the horror genre at all, Pat, but this is, it's the Black Label, which is an offshoot of DC. That's who's publishing it. And again, Tinian is his Batman's awesome. His Batman is awesome.
Now, is this the same? Like, I'm not into horror at all. Just put that out there. I have very vivid nightmares, so it's like if I won't go to that. But anyway, I don't do scary movies. I don't do, like I said, Spawn scared me as a kid. But anyway, no, that's a really creepy cover. Love it. Sounds like a good story. I told you guys earlier I'm not the biggest reader, so but the art, amazing. I know, is the Black Label the same stuff that's doing like all the metal stuff in DC? Or
no, that's a multiverse of DC. So that's DC proper. But Black Label is like more. It's like their indie label, I would say. Is that fair, Chris?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. They have more reign to go out, go outside of the superhero genre, go, kind of push boundaries, go a little darker on some things.
Yeah.
More the mature reader type. I'm with you too, Pat. I'm not really big on, especially movies like horror.
Yeah.
But what I like about this is like, look, comic books, even though it may not be like your cup of tea or my cup of tea, it shows that comic books can deliver no matter what genre they're being produced in.
Yeah, for sure. I'll have to check it out, man. I will, definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to read it. I'll let you guys know what I think about it. But I'm psyched I got it. I didn't realize it was going to be like that hot. Mike from my local comic shop, the manager, is just like, just take this, please.
Yeah,
I had to pay for it. But he's just like, he's good with his recommendations. All right, Chris, your final pick of the week from this top 10 hottest comics. So it's basically your hottest comic. No, it's not. That's not true. You always bring up valid points at why, because sometimes you're like, this shouldn't be hot. But anyways, go ahead,
True.
Chris.
True. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and that's why I said we've had a lot about that lately, but these are fun. These are fun so far. And my number one pick was the number one book on the list. And it's Hawkeye #1, the 2016 series, the first solo title for, yours truly right there, who we are seeing in the Hawkeye show, Kate Bishop, just, getting hot right now. And this is the thing, and Cover Price talks about their books. Once they release their, weekly lists, they talk about what's going on. Something has something been optioned? Has there been an announcement? Is something rumored? And they went on to talk about this book. It's like, well, there's not much going on with this book, but we got this character coming up in an MCU TV show, right? What does that speak to me? First off, it speaks to me to the power of the MCU, obviously, but why this book? And I believe it's because of something that I always talk about. Second best options. People are getting priced out of Young Avengers right now. All right? Young Avengers #1. First appearance of Kate Bishop in the Young Avengers team. When you get priced out of something like that, you start looking at other things. And I know there's like Young Avengers, I believe, 7, where she like shows up on the cover in the suit the first time. And I think, is it maybe 11 where she actually gets called Hawkeye? I don't know. I might have
you're on. It's those roundabout issues. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And those books have been getting hotter too, and you've seen them increase in value as well. But this is another one. And look, depending on where the Hawkeye TV series goes, this book right here could possibly have more pull in the long run in terms of the demand and the eyes on the book next to some of those later number, Young Avengers. But again, a second best option. That's what I look at this book. Besides the fact, this is a really cool cover. I love the circle in the background. For those that know me, I love books that have like circles or borders. And this cover to me is very reminiscent to one of my holy grails, Amazing Spider-Man 129, with a yellow cover and the person standing there, but instead of a sniper, it's just a circle in the background. She's got her bow and arrow. But again, look, this is a book that I think people are just going after because they can't wait for this character to show up in the MCU, and a lot of people are being priced out of that first appearance. But look at these numbers: 186% increase in sale in a high CGC, 9.8 to $329. So another thing to focus on, and you can focus on the Spawn book that I talked about as well, with the 9.8 selling for almost 400. These 9.8s right now, 9.8s are in demand. They are in demand. It doesn't matter if it's a modern book from 5 years ago, if it's a Spawn book from 1992, if it's a Marvel book like a Ghost Rider 28 that hit over $500 off of some bogus possible rumors. It doesn't matter if it's a 1990 book with the Uncanny X-Men 282, first cover and first cameo of Bishop that broke over the $500 mark. The thing right now with the 9.8s is that supply and demand is specific to 9.8s. And right now there's a lot of collectors, a lot of investors, a lot of people looking at 9.8 specifically. And the demand is extremely, super exceeding the supply available. So why do you think the CGC and these grading companies are backlogged so much? Because you got a lot of books coming in trying to get those 9.8s. And look, this 5-year-old book with a 9.8, not even a first appearance, selling for $329. That's big.
Indeed it is. And it goes to what you're saying. Again, people are moving on to the next thing that they can afford, because Young Avengers #1 is that thing. And it's only going to go up because you just had Patriot.
Patriot. Yep.
That's a snort.
Wiccan.
Yeah, I mean, like you have they're putting them together, and it's going to be interesting. On top of the, you're going to have Kamala, who's not necessarily in the Young Avengers, but they may do something a little bit differently. You're going to have Riri. You're going to have this, a slew of new characters, and it's just a super exciting time. And again, people are looking towards the next thing that they can jump on before it gets out of reach. And I think somebody said it best. It was, plan on snag it while you can, because now's the time. Even though it's probably the train is about to leave. Well, $300 for CGC 9.8 is insane.
Well, this is another thing, and this is what I say about these 9.8s, especially with modern books like this. Don't just if you want a 9.8 of a book like this, my recommendation, again, it's my humble opinion. First off, find this book in the wild. Go to your local shops. Dig in the back issue bins because they could still have them priced, $5, maybe $10.
There's probably a lot still out there, yes.
Yep. But go for a raw high grade that you might be able to press and clean. Spend that $30 to go send it to CGC or CBCS or wherever you want to send it to, and try to get that 9.8. Because right now, like I said, the demand for the 9.8 is crazy. You could spend, a small portion of that money to trying to, be on the hunt for this book in a high grade raw and do what you need to do to, try to push and get that 9.8 if you send it in yourself.
Yep. Well said. Pat, any thoughts on, I mean, you said it, you love Haley Steinfeld. So you're psyched, and this is probably a book you'd be looking out for as well.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I just feel like I'm excited for Hawkeye to get like some light, you know what I mean? Cause he kind of, he got like pushed aside a lot of the times in the movies and stuff like that. And so I think it's going to be good for the character in general. Yeah, definitely.
No doubt. With Clint Barton Hawkeye, he was his first Avengers was, I guess, his first appearance in the films. Even though he had a small part in Thor.
Cameo in Thor, yeah.
Seconds,
but he was just definitely he was just an ancillary character and really kind of integrated himself more as the MCU went along. So I'm psyched he's getting his own series. I'm psyched that we're going to see a Kate Bishop. It's going to be, man, it's just such an awesome time to be a comic book fan, guys. It really is. Exactly. It really is. But right there, that ends our top 10 hottest comics of the week based on the cover prices.
I want to hear. Let's let Pat get the. You're going to ask something there real quick.
My bad.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say, it's like, how we used to feel every time we go to an MCU movie, like you're just like, oh my God, here it goes. Now it's like with these shows, it's every week now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm super here for the shows, and like they're basically 6-hour movies that we can finally get deeper into the characters. And I just hate that they come out one at a time because
I know.
they keep us.
Yeah, but,
here you go.
yeah, but none of us. I'm not gonna wait and binge it. Some people do that. There's no way I'm doing that.
No.
I gotta watch it as soon as I possibly can. And
talk with people about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I saw Loki. I saw Loki on. I saw Loki Wednesday night, and I was pissed because I didn't get to see it in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, exactly.
It's just super exciting. But again, that ends our top 10 hottest comics of the week. We will have a new and interesting list next week with Chris's 3 most interesting picks. All right, guys. This is the end of we're nearing the end of our show. I don't see many questions here. I see a lot of you guys still hanging out. Really want to thank Pat. What do we got going there, Chris?
Well, I see Tony. You know, I know Tony's busy on Fridays, but he's Tony Trumbetta, president of EGS Grading Company. I saw it pop in the chat, so I always got, I gotta give him love, showing off some EGS graded miles here, and at 9.8, I had to pop this in real quick.
It's beautiful. Those colors, the matching colors, absolutely beautiful. Tony, again, big believers in what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing the box outside the box with what you're doing, because there's a lot of people that just think inside the box, and super excited. Dan De La Torre does have a question, even though he's mad at how handsome you are, Pat. What are your thoughts on the market overall? As we know, it's a hot market. And do you have any spec picks?
Yeah. So, I'm also like, I talk with, people out in the public, and they don't really know what's going on with the market. So I like happily inform them, and I'm just like, it's crazy. Some people are taking their money out of stocks and putting it into comics, So it's less not even going to try to say it. Volatile. Yeah. Than the actual stock market. So I think my spec that I was going to show earlier, which is.
Oh, here we go.
No, Nova. I got a 9.2 back there too. This one's signed by Marv Wolfman, but I think he's going to be like the Iron Man of space. They've already mentioned him. I think he's going to be that character that was, people haven't really seen him at all. So like, I feel like that's going to be the funny, charismatic, like male version of Captain Marvel, like whatever, so it's like they've mentioned Nova, and I think it's just time for him to show up.
I like that. I like that little analogy there, the Iron Man of space. I dig that.
Yeah, for sure.
Feige has confirmed that. I think he's also said plural. The Novas are coming.
Right.
Sam Alexander and Richard Rider. So, man, that's a book that it's a hot book that's still under the radar, if that makes sense, right?
It is.
Everybody should be on that book. It's coming.
And
you don't see many people talking about it. Like, maybe it's just like everybody's like, yeah, this is obvious. It's gonna. I don't know, but it's not like out there as much as I feel like it should be.
I kind of like those characters that not the most popular characters. Like one of my favorites, Blue Beetle, and so I got the first Jaime Reyes. You know what I mean? So like,
yes,
that's still in the box. I'm gonna open that for the Pat Cave. So I didn't want to like pull it out and show it now, but that's another hot spec that they have a director, but it's like you never know with
you never know.
Warner, you know what I mean? So, but that's something I really think that's like with the technology now, with the movies and all Iron Man, another Iron Man,
right?
Kind of costume. So it's like, yeah, I'm excited for that one too.
I would venture to bet that we will see that version of the Blue Beetle on screen, because DC's reactionary, whereas they follow the lead of what Marvel's doing, and they're seeing all these diverse characters doing so well that I would think that they're like, you know what? Yeah, we got to do this. So
let's keep playing catch up.
Yeah, exactly. Dan De La Torre, yes, he is on. Oh wait, Tony, my bad. Tony Trombetta is on. He is on Instagram too.
Yeah,
I thought Pat's
on Instagram too.
Pat's definitely on Instagram. You guys should all be following him at Pat Cave Comics right there. He tried to get Pat Cave, but Pat Cave.
I'm TM.
Pat Cave is. Pat Cave Comics deserves Pat Cave. But you all should be following him on Instagram. You also should be following him on his YouTube channel, which the link is below. What do you got coming up on your channel, though, Pat? What do you got?
Actually, I got a Gem Mint from Gem Mint Collectibles.
Nice.
So I got an interview with him coming up. I did a little history of the Batmobile, and I built the Lego Batmobile with a friend of mine as we talk Batman. So it's just all over, I just like, to switch it up. And actually, I just bought the big mega bus of like Green Lantern, not mega bus. See, I'm so new.
Omnibus.
It's like the whole. Shut up. Stop it.
I like Megabus. That's a good name too.
Well,
it sounds like a Transformer.
I was thinking that there was some Green Lantern mega bus because you're made out of Legos. Like I didn't know. Like I was all over. I was everywhere with that.
Anyway, so I still have there's this whole pile of stuff just to open for the show. So I'm just trying to stick on the schedule and having the day job as a videographer, and trying to find the balance, I think, is the biggest thing I've learned this year,
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It's definitely crazy times, but everybody, you guys should be fun. He has one of the best production qualities in terms of channels out there. I'm being for real. I know these things. By the way, real quick, Sicilian Comics, I heard speculation that Kang might be someone from the TVA and the Loki series. There's a lot of speculation going on with Kang, a lot of speculation where this Loki series will lead.
Yep.
I don't want to spout anything off because a lot of it's crazy, great ideas that could possibly happen. I don't know. I honestly have no idea where it's headed. I'm just excited.
Yeah, I think the Infinity Stone thing, when he found out, that was a perfect way for Loki to find out where he was. It's like, wait, even the most powerful things in the world don't work here. He's like, all right.
Yeah. He was so deflated. He was just the way that they presented that. He was just so deflated, and he just opened up to Mobius or whatever his name is. But it was, man, these shows are so well acted, so well produced, so well thought out, and now that's just another great little moment from that first episode.
Yeah,
that it just. Yeah, but Sicilian Comics, there's a lot of crazy things that's going to be happening.
And I'm hoping that HBO Max Green Lantern.
Oh man,
yes, and really take some notes.
High hopes on that, man. Yeah. We really need a great Green Lantern series because that is he's an amazing character on top of all of the different spectrums of lights that Jeff Johns brought in. I really hoping that really we can see that to fruition.
Exactly. How it's supposed to be done. Yeah.
I like the idea of where they're showing different time periods as well. So a lot of high hopes. Absolutely. But Pat, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate the time you spent with us. We really appreciate you were able to pick out a Fresh from the Comic Shop finalist, Kamikaze. Congratulations on that. Again, guys, we are going to announce our second finalist on Instagram on Monday for you guys to vote. And we'll have a winner on Tuesday for that 9.8 CGC 9.8 Basic Spider-Man 55 print. Gleason slab right there. Chris, just show it off.
It's beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Guys, keep sending in your fresh guests, fresh from the comic book shop, each and every week. This has been such a great ride with this segment. It's a lot of fun. So thank you all for watching. Again, you guys make it so worthwhile. We have so much fun with you guys, engaging with you guys, and it's just a blast. Pat, final words for the show tonight, then we'll go to Chris.
You guys, thanks for having me. I'd love to do this anytime. I never have Friday night plans. So, anytime. I'm joking. But anyway, I had a lot of fun. This is why I started the channel, to just be part of the community. So thanks. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Chris, final thoughts tonight.
Yeah, sure. To Pat, again, thank you, man. I know, like you said, started the YouTube just about a year ago. Still trying to get the schedule and things down, but I definitely have faith in whatever you bring to the platform of YouTube, to the community. It's going to be awesome stuff. And even the stuff that you have now, like outside of your quality, I mean, the energy you bring in, the perspectives that you talk about, really, really awesome. So again, I encourage everyone here to go give a sub to Pat and Pat Cave Comics. Oh, look at that.
Look at this thing.
Hell yeah.
Because I have the Pat Cave, my mom will pick up anything at a garage sale. So just look what I got.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man. Support for you and the channel.
Yes,
so
for sure.
That is good to hear.
I also want to let folks know too, again, we talked about this last week a little bit. If you are submitting for Fresh from the Comic Shop, don't wait till the last minute, especially if you're trying to, get entered to win these slabs. Try to get your fresh picks up by end of Wednesday. We're not going to do an official cutoff. If you submit Thursday, whatnot, whatever. If we do a cutoff, though, and we don't get you, you won't be forgot about. We'll bring you on and enter you into the next week. But I'm just saying, if you want to secure your spot and make sure that we get you, don't wait till the last minute. I encourage everyone to upload your fresh gets and your pictures on Instagram by end of day Wednesday. It helps us out a lot, staying organized and making sure we get you all in. But other than that, man, again, it's been a great Friday. If you guys haven't watched Loki, man, go watch it. Go watch it. I'm going to go watch it again.
I'll be the spoiler for you.
Yes.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great week. We will see you next Friday. Take care.